Welcome, acolytes. As you can see, today we're doing how to take down internet legend, the gamer from Mars. Never seen this guy? Let's see what he has to say. He looks pretty nerdy. And I think, yeah, it was about the internet historian thing that I actually reacted to last time from Rev. Meanwhile, I actually looked at it and I don't know, it looks pretty well made and informed, but the guy is still a bit suspicious to me. I need more time to actually have a 100% defined, refined opinion about it. But as it is, let's start. And you're gonna subscribe, leave a like, and press the notification button.
Over the past few days, a large part of the online conversation has revolved around the YouTuber Harry Brewis, better known as HBomberGuy, following the publication of his video, Plagiarism.
Oh, and by the way, his video, very well made. Like, I'm not gonna say that it's badly made, it's really, it's made fantastic. The humor on point, he himself, funny guy, he just made a really good video, like really.
And YouTube. This is not a new phenomenon. Harry has developed a reputation over the years for crafting in-depth, long-form video essays that usually start a discussion on the rare occasion that he releases one. That being said though, this situation is different. While most of his prior videos have revolved around political topics or reviews of pop culture properties, this latest upload directly targets many of HBomberGuy's fellow creators in order to accuse them of plagiarism. His multiple examples include YouTubers such as the Angry Video Game Nerd, Illuminati, and the video's main subject, James Somerton. But perhaps the creator called out by Harry, who is currently receiving the greatest amount of scrutiny, is the internet historian.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest, like in some capacity from the other creators, like Illuminati, we all know she's just a monster. Like, she's just disgusting. Internet historian, really well liked guy, like really top tier, funny guy, like really, and very well respected. So that he got the banned, that's actually not banned, I mean scrutinized, that's actually normal, especially in today's witch hunt variant of the entire thing. But yeah, I don't care that much about the Angry Video Game Nerd. Not my kind of humor. And what was the other guy? Yeah, the other guy, it's I don't care about those, but internet historian, only positives, only positives.
You see, in September of 2022, he uploaded a very well-received video titled Man in Cave, recounting the true story of Floyd Collins. Despite racking up millions of views and thousands of positive comments, the upload was oddly struck down by a copyright claim a few months later in March of 2023. As a person known for keeping his cards close to his chest to the point people don't know his real name, internet historian himself was very tight-lipped about the details surrounding this takedown, simply posting on Twitter, "Man in Cave got claimed. No fret, but have to make a few changes before can re-upload, so it'll take a couple of weeks." On YouTube, creators are constantly fighting against companies abusing the copyright system for their own benefits, and many of IH's followers assume this was just another instance of that and rallied their support behind him. In May...
Yeah, and let's just be honest here, all in all, that your first thinking about this, because I'm gonna say that I'm a relatively chill guy that actually thinks about the things he says and tells and does. But even with me, my first, if I hear YouTube and a content creator like the copy strike things, I'm just like instantly probably made it just because so they can actually lay in the creator, because it's that bad. It happens so often. It's like normal right now.
A historian uploaded a new version of Man in Cave, although it was quickly set to private. When asked why on Reddit, the YouTuber stated it was due to complications. The video came back up a couple of months after that, and remains public to this day. However, viewers who have seen the original upload noticed many differences in the narration of this new version, and they began to wonder why he had decided to change the content so drastically. Enter HBomberGuy, who dedicated roughly 20 minutes of his...
I'm gonna be honest. Sadly, I didn't see the pre-upload. I'd only seen the re-upload. And from what I can tell, it didn't change that much. From what I heard, I don't know for 100%, but from what I heard, it wasn't that much. So I assume that in the case of the internet historian, he actually got copy striked from someone who actually cares, not a big firm, even though it actually changed some things that they disliked. I really don't know how the entire thing actually worked out, but I really have to dive in it really strongly, but just don't have the time for it.
His video to answering that question. He decided to do some digging into the original claimant, Minute Media, to find out what exactly was the copyrighted content they believed Internet Historian had stolen from them. This led him to an article on the Minute Media-owned website Mental Floss, written by Lucas Riley. It too told the story of Floyd Collins. Now, the fact that two different people decided to talk about the same topic obviously is not an example of plagiarism in and of itself. But Harry dove deep, noting that not only were the format and structure of Historian's video identical to Riley's article, but he also pointed out multiple instances in which Man in Cave copied Mental Floss's word for word.
By the way, he showed that stuff, and it's like really, I'm gonna be honest, like even if Internet Historian did this, even if he copied the article, the only mistake he made was not saying it, because the pure editing in that video is already enough to just be like, yeah, that's a different thing, in my opinion.
Makes the unique choice of covering the events hour by hour. Oh, he didn't. He did not just...
Floyd tried to breathe calmly. His left arm was pinned underneath his torso, his right wedged by the rock ceiling above.
Throughout this expose, HBomberGuy made many references to older Internet Historian videos which contained jokes he found distasteful. On top of that, Harry also implied that Internet Historian's fanbase was rife with anti-Semitic ideology.
Some of them noticed Pro-Sport Authority is based out of Israel and got anti-Semitic about it, but ironically, so it's fine. What an interesting audience he's built.
This criticism, combined with Internet Historian's already very large fan base...
I mean, no matter which creator, you can always fish out a few scumbags. I mean, maybe I'm defending him too. Nah, that's fine.
Caused this particular section of the video to dominate the online discourse, splitting opinions down the middle. In fact, it seems like this has overtaken the main plagiarism accusations in the minds of most internet users. While many people resented the implication that their favorite creator and their fan base were bigots, others believed that this had been obvious for a long time. As is usually...
I'm gonna be honest, the bigot thing, I don't give a F about it. I mean, I think he's not. He just likes edgy jokes, as do I. So, I think the plagiarism thing is way more important and way worse if he truly did it.
The case, a dogpile on Twitter then occurred. The YouTuber Stop Skeletons from Fighting posted a tweet deriding IH for listing his birthday online as April 20th, the same day as Adolf Hitler. He was widely mocked for this though, as 420 has been a popular meme for years due to its association to marijuana. As many others have pointed out, these accusations have undermined the initial point of plagiarism, and have shifted the discussion into a completely different direction.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I mean, don't go for the racist card. This is, like, it already lost any meaning it had. I mean, it's just dead. And this is just because people overused it and did it for everything. Hey, I like bagels. You're racist. Yeah, and I literally heard that once. And it wasn't a joke.
There's also the point that some have claimed Internet Historian had already sorted out the situation behind the scenes with the original creator of the article, although I've been unable to find evidence of this. But it has led some to believe Harry only mentioned the incident due to his own political bias. As of writing,
I agree with that. Because yes, the thing that he's a politically active human being and he actually likes to put in his political views in the videos. And I will say this, that I'm actually quite okay with hearing different opinions than mine, because only this way you can actually get to your belief, true belief, how you think about the world, if you just hear many different opinions. But I never thought he's that bad, but it also could be that he got extremized pretty hardly, especially after the guy actually didn't put in Hassan or XQC in it. And those are, and SS Sniper. Like, let's not forget the freaking bad lip mummy there. Because, well, those three, XQC, Hassan, and SS Sniper, are one of the freaking biggest freaking just evil motherfuckers out there that just they just steal content. That's all. They just steal content and they still make money with it for some reason.
The Internet Historian has yet to issue a response on the matter, but the effects of Harry's video...
Yeah, and he is friends with Hassan, and Hassan is really yeah, he's an extremist. Let's just say it like that. He is an extremist on one side, and yeah,
are still plain to see. Looking at his social blade, it appears as though he has lost roughly 50,000 subscribers since Plagiarism on YouTube was released. This is the first time he has bled subs in his channel's history. But as I have already mentioned, Internet Historian was not the only subject of H-Bomber-Guy's video. At a certain point, he took a brief look at drama YouTubers' coverage of Illuminati, with the most prominent creator targeted here being Boblax.
If you want to see these extremely poor practices in action, you need only watch the videos about Illuminati. You know, drama YouTube. The worst part of YouTube.
Koba says point of view, showing a picture of a man with a hatchet, who I assume is H-Bomber Guy, but I'm not too sure, to be honest.
Harry accused them of simply regurgitating information spouted by other people in their videos without actually doing research for themselves, leading to incredibly samey, surface level, and in some instances, misleading content. Boblax himself took issue with this, making the argument on Twitter that archiving public feuds was the entire point of his channel, and that his content didn't fit within the definition of plagiarism at all, because he credited where tweets that appear in his videos come from. With that being said, H-Bomber Guy does have a point that there are countless small drama channels that will milk controversy like this for all it's worth, making a slew of daily videos with minimal updates to desperately garner more ad revenue off a situation.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm trying to go away from this, but I'm still in a learning freaking period.
This is tough.
And I at least I have some self-pride here. But not a lot, let's just be honest. Nah, I'm trying to make them my own, but I also just don't want that any information gets lost from the actual video, and those cutting out, you can just manipulate that as you wish.
But at the same time, I don't think enough people bring up that there's a bit of nuance within this conversation. While yes, H-Bomber Guy's uploads are incredibly well-crafted, long-form pieces of art that we should celebrate, at the same time, not every YouTuber has the luxury of having thousands of patrons and millions of loyal fans that allow them to spend a year crafting a single video. And also, not every single channel that posts multiple videos a week is making low-tier slop with no intrinsic value. Some people just want a YouTuber like Charlie or Muda to go to every day to get an explanation of the drama in their respective communities because they don't want to dig through primary sources themselves. And also don't...
and by the way, you shouldn't. Because, let's be honest here, if you're working, like, you don't have freaking 5 hours a day to actually dig to every dirt you have and looking up this stuff. Like, let's be honest here, you actually trust those people that actually do this stuff, and it's a really long way away to actually get the respect and go to that point that people actually trust you.
I want to wait a year for a well-formed retrospective on the events. I oftentimes will make videos such as this one where I give a quick rundown of a current subject with my added thoughts. But other times I spend 2 years making a 5-hour-long documentary on Chris Chan. So I can speak from experience that there is value in both types of content. But unfortunately, most YouTubers simply don't have the financial means to spend
God damn it, this medley doesn't blink. Frick.
thousands of hours and thousands of dollars on a single upload,
He blinked.
which is why they usually focus on small projects to spread out the monetary risk. The irony is not lost on me that I could be considered a drama channel, as I often make videos with the framing of the downfall of people like Illuminati. But to give myself some credit, I usually take it from the angle of how a creator failed from a business and PR standpoint, instead of degrading them as a human being. On a side note, while watching HBomberGuy's video, I realized I probably haven't been citing sources as well as I should either. So starting with this video on...
Sometimes you forget. I already did. So I also forget the free... I don't have a lot of sources because, well, it's just a slop reaction channel, but hey.
Onward, I will include a bibliography in the description. Because hey, I'm not a perfect person either. But getting back to the subject of Illuminati, I've actually noticed that in one specific instance, she very obviously took inspiration from one of our uploads, with even some of the visuals being suspiciously similar. Now, even though the thumbnails and visual styles are close, that in and of itself isn't proof of wrongdoing. In fact, while watching through the entire upload, most of her points and arguments are different from mine. The reason I'm bringing this up is that by her own standard that she applied to Legal, she had plagiarized someone else's work. But I still will give her the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, and by the way, Illuminati, she effed up with Legal. If she didn't do that, she would still be scamming happily around.
That it wasn't intentional on her part. While of course plagiarism is fundamentally wrong, I believe in many instances YouTubers aren't aware of it happening. It's very easy to hire a new writer for a project just for them to turn around and regurgitate a Wikipedia page instead of becoming well acquainted with the subject. At the end of the day, it's still a creator's fault if they allow a video to release in this form.
But let's be honest for a short second. If you read something and it's so well written, I mean, you shouldn't copy it one-to-one, but still, if something's so good written, you cannot do it better. Yeah, sorry. Then take it, add something of yours to it, but don't essentially change it. Because I don't want to change the essence of the video I'm reacting to. That would be, in my opinion, wrong. Because I want the pure essence of the video to be in this. So you know, okay, this guy is doing what he does. Like, this is how he thinks. So you can maybe go in the head of the person I am talking about. Yeah, and it's just... I don't... Like, maybe it's a... Maybe I see a banana and an apple and think that those are two of the same... Both are in the same situation, but maybe not. I think I'm right about this. This is just, I don't know. Like, it's really hard to decide.
But in many cases, it can be chalked up to not properly vetting projects they assigned, rather than intentional theft on their part.
Yeah.
With Illuminati posting over an hour of scripted content each week for years on end, quality has clearly been affected by quantity. And I do think that this is a major problem in the YouTube space, but I have hope that it will improve over time. Since the barrier to entry for this lower-end content has been exploited by thousands of content farms at this point, it is now being spammed out at an ever-increasing rate, and what was once novel is now seen as a blight to the YouTube viewer. I foresee in the upcoming years there will be a race to the bottom with surface-level video essay slop, with an ever-increasing appreciation for channels that only upload an occasional very well-curated video. Of course, there are aspects of Harry's video that everyone seems to be in agreement on. In this nearly 4-hour-long video essay, the latter half is dedicated to James Somerton, a creator who provides analysis on popular films and television shows from an LGBTQ perspective. Somerton has developed a respectable reputation over the years in gay circles due to his work, but that quickly changed when the H-Bomber Guy video hit subfeeds. Across 2 hours, Harry brings up countless examples of James taking the words of other writers verbatim and passing them off as his own. To make matters worse, YouTuber Todd in the Shadows posted his own video a day later as sort of a companion piece. While H-Bomber Guy focused primarily on Somerton stealing the work of others, Todd pointed out several more instances of him misconstruing facts and stating falsehoods. In just a matter of a couple of days, this once respected member of the LGBTQ community had become a laughingstock. James quickly went into damage control mode, deactivating his Twitter account and posting a message to his Patreon feed, apologizing and promising to make a more detailed statement in the near future.
That means he definitively did something wrong, like, you don't react that way if you're innocent.
This was before he deactivated his Patreon page as well. A look at his Social Blade reveals another drastic drop-off in subscribers, as he has lost nearly 60,000 since the H-Bomber Guy video. I can pretty definitively say that Mr. Somerton's channel is never coming back as he becomes the next Illuminati. But that being said, I do want to end this video by playing the devil's advocate for just a second. At the end of the day, H-Bomber Guy could pretty much cancel any YouTuber he wants if he went through all of their content with a fine-tooth comb for a year and made a concise and intelligent video essay on the matter, picking apart all of their flaws. While in some cases it's deserved, other times you have to ask if an edgy joke in a plagiarized video makes someone deserving of having their livelihood taken away from them. But of course, Harry never said he wanted that to happen for any of these people, even if his fans do, and I think someone like the internet historian will be fine in the long run. That being said, I think it's an overall good if Harry's video starts a discussion for YouTubers to put more time into the content-making process, and properly train and oversee their teams to prevent plagiarism from happening as much in the future. And in the long run, hopefully this causes the platform to change for the better.
Good. As it is, acolytes, I have to actually do my own research, but good night.